Good morning, Western Hills. Once again, I believe it's Thursday morning of this week. We are glad that you are here. Once again, we are doing a devotional series on building bridges from heart to heart by our good friend Ray Beeson, a fantastic gospel preacher and just a great man, someone that we can learn a lot from. And he's been talking about how we need to be building bridges and talking about how Jesus was a bridge builder and how Scripture is filled with principles of building bridges between people and how we should love one another, be kind to one another, how we ought to preach the good news to the poor, and we ought to really be people that are building bridges. The chapter that we're on now is chapter 3 in his book, and he talks about burning bridges. We all know that classic expression, "Don't burn bridges." Because once you burn a bridge, you can never recross it again. I mean, it is very difficult to build back a burned bridge. Brother Ray tells about a story about some fires that went through the Yellowstone National Park in 1988 that damaged actually damaged millions of acres, and also burnt down some bridges. And he said you could smell the smoke in the air of the burning bridges, of the blackened trestles and the twisted railings and crumbled concrete were all that remained of once mighty conveyors of human usefulness, is how he put it. We've all been there and done that. We've all burnt bridges. Let me read you what Brother Ray says. Forests are reborn and bridges rebuilt in this physical realm. But in this chapter, we will try to view the destruction of burning bridges in the lives of people, most likely never to be rebuilt, and if they are, never to be the same. The trick is to somehow remember this when hurt and angry, abused and betrayed, sick and tired of it all. When we stand with match in hand, ready to burn it, don't do it. You or someone you love will need that bridge. You can count on it. Burning bridges. I'm telling you, it's something that we all struggle with, something that I struggle with. There's lots of examples of burnt bridges. For example, there are broken homes. That's a burnt bridge. And we all know this. When one or both married partners decide to burn bridges, the cost can be devastating to the two people that were supposed to be in love, to the children that are involved, to the extended family, to friends, to even church members. Broken homes is a horrible burnt bridge. Sometimes it happens. And boy, those bridges are hard to be built again. Friendships. Sometimes we can burn bridges in friendships. Brother Ray asked the question, how many lifelong friends do you have? You are blessed if you have one. Strong friendships are very rare, but they are also very costly. Having a lifelong friend takes a whole lot of work, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of getting through stuff, a lot of grace, a lot of mercy, a lot of giving people the benefit of the doubt. But people don't do that these days. You don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. I mean, people are ready to stab you in the back. People are ready to hurt you. People are ready to burn the bridge. We can't discard friendships. Another burnt bridge is friendly counsel. Brother Ray asked the question, have you noticed the growing resentment toward any kind of correction or counseled restraint? People don't like to be counseled today. People don't like advice. People don't like to be told, hey, you may want to rethink that. You may not want to do that. It gets people all bent out of shape. Or the old burnt bridge he calls it out in the marketplace. It says, far too many employees leave their jobs or are dismissed too quickly. Failure in some responsibility or some serious mistake leads to dismissal. And he goes on and talks about how a lot of times we'll quit our jobs or we'll walk away from something and we burn a bridge and we're never able to go back and rebuild that bridge. In James chapter 1, verse 19, James gives us this advice about burning bridges. Let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Here's a fact. If Dave Estes would have put James chapter 1 verse 19 into practice years ago, I'm telling you, there would be mistakes that I could have avoided. Failures that I could have avoided. But no, I usually run my mouth, shoot my mouth off. I'm usually quick to speak, quick to become angry, and slow to listen. It's just my nature. It's probably your nature. Burning bridges is a bad thing. We need to stop doing that, especially with folks in the church, especially with our neighbors, with our friends, with our family. I've known family and loved ones who've burnt bridges and they haven't talked to each other for years. I've known friends that have gotten upset over things. They won't talk for years. Church folks, we've had people that burn bridges in churches and say, "I'm not going to talk to that person. Are they coming to the retreat? Will they be at their fellowship dinner?" It's ridiculous. We need to stop burning bridges. So, two questions today. Respond in the Facebook post or just reflect on them during the day. Question number one that Brother Ray asks. Think about areas that are most damaged by bridge burning. What are some areas that are most damaged by bridge burning? Think about your areas. Think about your own personal areas. What are some bridges that you've burnt? What are some bridges that other people have burnt and that you can't cross? Think about those areas. Question number two. This is a good one. How can you stop burning bridges? What can you do? How can you stop? How can you just put the match down, put the lighter out, get rid of the fire and say, "I'm not going to burn a bridge anymore. I'm going to treat people right. I'm going to be kind." Guys, I love you. It's good to have you here today. God bless you. I hope you have a fantastic day in the Lord.